What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of The Unbiased Hard Take. Got a lot to talk about, got a lot to react to. Big show where I'm going to really crash out on Purdue basketball this week. It's simple as that. Not going to get into it a lot until the episode officially starts. But we'll talk about Miami of Ohio finishing the regular season undefeated. We'll talk about Kyler Murray being released by the Cardinals, where he may land up his future. But we're going to also talk about the Packers making a massive trade with the Colts today. We're going to talk about that, as well as Jayson Tatum making his season debut. Are the Celtics the best team in the league again? I said a lot to get into. Big show. Stay tuned for more. You don't want to miss it. What's going on, everybody? Again, thank you for just tuning in to this week's Unbiased Hard Take. Like I said, I have a lot to get into. Like I said, big show. And we're really going to jump right on into it. But before we do, let's get all the formalities and crap out of the way. So like us on Facebook. Again, link to that will be in the description down below. I'm dropping takes in there every day. Breaking news. Sports facts today is our big thing. So check us out on Facebook if you haven't already done so. And again, subscribe on YouTube. We have a lot of videos hit into the Ks of views. And we want to see, we have a lot of comments on our videos. Speaking of comments, I seen someone doesn't like, I guess, the fact that I wear my hat backwards. Apparently my hat style is goofy. But I've been wearing my hat this way since I was 10. And this is a staple of my look. There's only two ways to wear a hat. There's two ways to wear a hat. It's backwards or forwards. What are the ways? I look goofy as hell with my hat this way. I look goofy as hell. Look like I'm getting ready to take my family on vacation. I don't know. I've always been this. This isn't better. And what else you gonna do? Wear it like this? What is this? A 50 Cent song from 2004? Goof ass. Anyway. But before, like I said, before we get into it, again, like on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, all that good stuff. We appreciate support from you guys. Do appreciate the new subscriber. Don't want to give you too much of a hard time. But this, I mean, what's wrong with the hat? It's a fucking hat. I don't know. But I'm not in a very good mood today, as you can tell, because it's March. It's March. Winter's ending, and Purdue basketball is falling apart again. Purdue lost today against Wisconsin, 97-93. I have notes here, but do I want to talk about the notes? Do I want to talk about the game? Purdue had a 9-point lead. Senior night. Trey Kaufman rim. Fletcher Warrior. Braden Smith. Purdue legends. Senior night. And they lose on senior night. Again, 9-point lead. Lost 3 of our last 4 versus versus unranked teams. Classic Purdue. Indiana football's national champions. Indiana actually split the season series with you 1-1. That's embarrassing by itself. At one point, Purdue was number 1 in the polls. Right now, they're 15. The one game they did win was against Northwestern, who has a losing record. To where C.J. Cox is the only reason we won that game. We didn't deserve to win that game. I watched that game. We played horrible. We were losing most of the game. Our first half against Northwestern was abysmal. You go into halftime losing to one of the worst teams in the Big Ten. You're supposed to be a contending championship team. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's March, and Purdue's falling apart. They're going to probably drop in the polls again. I'd say probably, let's see, probably to 18, 19, maybe 20. And in the Big Ten tournament, we probably won't win that because we're falling apart, and we're playing like absolute garbage and dog water. And then we're going to drop in the polls probably to 22, 23, still be ranked going into the tournament, be an overrated seed, 3 or 4 seed, and then lose round 1, round 2, maybe at best. I'm over it. Fire Matt Painter. I can't handle this anymore. Where's Matt Painter's championship? Oh, we made it to the national championship a couple years ago, remember? Remember, guys? He had Zach Edey, one of the best college basketball players of all time. You could argue he is the best college basketball player of all time. And you still couldn't win a national championship. You lost to UConn. And really, that game wasn't close. Purdue's not a serious team. Purdue's not a serious college. I'm a Purdue fan. Boiler up. I have family play at Purdue basketball. And it's an embarrassment. How we're so content with just being mediocre. Well, at least we make the tournament every year, guys. At least we made the national championship. At least we make the Sweet 16 this many times. We have the most Big Ten championships in the Big Ten. Look at us. We're so good. We're so good. But no national championship. Everything but the national championship, guys. We can't win that. That's unacceptable. That's not the Purdue standard. We can't. Second place, third place is okay in Purdue. And then they'll never get first. They don't want first. They'll give it away. Matt Painter is not serious. Have you noticed this? They only recruit Indiana kids. And people say, oh, that's great small business. Indiana, the homegrown corn state. We're making us legit. The underdogs. It's time to grow up. It's NIL time. We're paying players. It's an organization now. It's time to get serious. It's not 1987 anymore. I'm sorry. It's time to be serious. We're not a serious team. We're not serious. I'm calling for the athletic director, Mike Babinski. I don't know how I'm saying that correct. Babinski. Mike Babinski is what we're going to go with. He's not serious. Been in Purdue the last 10 years. Our football program is an absolute joke. Our basketball program is falling apart in March again. He needs to resign. I'm calling for his resignation. This is ridiculous. It's been very hard being a Purdue fan this last year. Basketball's falling apart in March again. Football team is the worst in the Big Ten, and it's not even close. There's YouTube videos about it on it. Go Google it. Do the research. You go do it. There's YouTube videos about how bad Purdue football is. Content creators are jumping all over it because it's an embarrassment. And our rival IU is the national champion. It's just rough. Fire Matt Painter. But they won't. That's the thing. But they won't. Because they're a bunch of stupid asses. We're losing Braden Smith, senior. Kyle Kaufman-Renz, a senior. Fletcher Loyer is not going to be back either. So Purdue is going to lose their opportunity to win a national championship, and they're blowing it again. Then the next year we're going to have a whole new lineup, and God knows what it'll look like. It's over. It's over. We blew it. We blew the opportunity. Again. Now we're going to build it up again. And I'm sure there's nothing but Indiana kids coming in. I have to look at the recruiting class. I never do that until after March Madness anyway. I'm more of a focus on now, then we'll get into the offseason when the offseason comes around. But it looks like it's over. Unless there's a miraculous turnaround, it's over. And if it is what I say it is, Matt Painter needs to go. Fire Matt Painter if we can't win a natty. And we're not going to win the natty playing like this. It's just not realistic. But I do want to move on. I've crashed out enough. I've been in a very bad mood on this episode so far. And I do want to move on. We have a lot of other topics we want to talk about tonight. So we're going to talk a little bit about, let's jump into my notes, actually go Kyler Murray next. But let's just stay on the college basketball topic and go with Miami of Ohio. Because Miami of Ohio has now finished the 31-0 regular season. And they're the first team to finish the regular season undefeated since Gonzaga in 2021. Gonzaga did not win the national championship. They did lose to Baylor that season. So here's the thing with them. They absolutely deserve it. I put our sports fact today. They deserve to be undefeated. I'm not saying they don't. But let's look at who they beat. They should absolutely be in the tournament. Let's not get that denied. But they didn't play one ranked school, guys. Let's be real here. They didn't play one ranked school. They had the fifth easiest non-conference schedule in all of college basketball. There's a lot of Division I college basketball teams. Once you start getting down to these small schools, like Creighton and things of that nature, their 10 wins of theirs were against teams ranked 240 or worse. I'm going to repeat that. 10 of their 31 wins came against schools ranked 240th or worse. Again, they didn't play one-ranked school. They had an issue last night putting Ohio away. And they did look last night a bit rattled by the pressure of finishing undefeated. They did seem a bit in over their heads last night. They had a lot of mental errors. I forget the players. One of their players had issues with technical fouls. They were giving free throws away to Ohio, and they ended up winning this game in overtime by 2. And actually, Ohio shot a 3-pointer to win. So had that basket win. It was a closed basket. It wasn't like it was an air ball. The guy got a decent look at it. It could have went in. Had that went in, Miami of Ohio lost. So it was that close. They just seemed a little in over their head. Congratulations to them. You deserved it. You etched it into history. First team in their conference to go undefeated. And again, they have an opportunity in March Madness to go for an undefeated season and win the national championship in the same season. It'd be only the Indiana Hoosiers in 1975 and 76 have done that. So they're going to have a chance at that, which is awesome, I believe. So congratulations to Miami of Ohio, but I'm not picking them to win the national championship. I think they could be a first-round exit. Honestly, they looked a little in over their head last night. Maybe a second-round exit. I look for them to be eliminated early in the tournament. A lot of people are going to probably pick them, and that's going to be like the NPC thing to do. But if you watched the game, if you've been watching college basketball this year, you know that their level of competition just wasn't up there, and they deserve to be in March Madness. Like I said, 100% deserved. Congratulations to them. They need to back it up, and they're going to have an opportunity to, and they deserve the opportunity to be in the March Madness, to back it up, and we want to see the game played. So they're going to have that opportunity. I'm excited to see it. I hope it happens. It'd be a cool underdog story. You can make a movie about it. This isn't a Disney movie. It's just not. So I'm not going to pick them to pick in March Madness. I think they could be a big early exit. But congratulations to them. Again, 31-0, history in college basketball. So I did want to talk a little bit about that before we moved on to the NBA and Jayson Tatum. But again, congratulations to Miami of Ohio. I want to give you guys a round of applause. 31-0, history. You guys deserve it. First team in your conference. And we'll see what you're made of in March Madness. Prove me wrong. But I'm never wrong. So we're going to go ahead and I do want to move on. I want to move on to the world of the association. Excuse me. My God. I had Taco Bell earlier and I'm feeling it. Can't eat that stuff like we used to. I'm 30 now. Can't eat that stuff like I used to. But I do want to talk about Boston, the Boston Celtics, and how they are now, in my opinion, the team to beat, not only in really the Eastern Conference, but maybe the NBA. Because Jayson Tatum, breaking news just sort of out of nowhere. The news seemed to come out of nowhere. There have been no reports beyond that, no hype beyond just the news coming out that he's playing. He's ready to go. And he made his debut against the Mavericks last night. And not only did they get a 20-point win, but he looked outstanding. Hit his first few shots. The crowd erupted. It was a beautiful scene. I hate the Celtics, but it was a great scene to come back off an Achilles injury like that. And the next season, before playoff time, with only March, there's still some regular season games to be played. So he's going to have a chance to get healthy for the playoffs, probably put him on a restriction and maybe every other game. Minute restriction maybe, because he did have 15 points, 12 boards, 7 assists, 1 steal in his first game, double-double. He's an all-time great, Jayson Tatum is. But we got to talk about, is he even really the best player on his team? I mean, I have some stats right here with Boston that I think really Jaylen Brown, the Celtics are scary because they have 2 number ones, 1A, 1B truly, because really, I understand, is Tatum the best player on the Celtics? He's averaged 30 points a game in a season before. That's insane. So I understand that logic, but I mean, Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP a couple years ago over Jayson Tatum. And this year, he proved not only is he an elite player himself, but maybe is he the number one option on the Celtics? Because this season, he's averaging 28.8 points a game, 7.2 rebounds a game, 5.1 assists per game, 1 steal per game, and 0.4 blocks a game. That's a career high in points, rebounds, and assists. I had the Celtics. I thought Tatum would miss all season long. Because that's typically what happens. He got hurt late in the season. Tatum did. And he came back well above expectations. Well up earlier than KD did. Hundreds of days before KD did. I seen that stat today. And it's crazy. Very impressive. Hopefully he's ready. He doesn't get re-injure it. I pray that does not happen. But Jaylen Brown this season has the Celtics as the 2 seed without Tatum. The Celtics were 42-21, but without Tatum, 41-21 without Tatum, number 2 seed currently. The Celtics even without Tatum, could have made the finals with how Jaylen Brown's been playing. But with Tatum, they might win the championship again. I hope not. Anyone but the Celtics. Truly, I always say that. But and realistically, unbiasedly, they're the front runner in the East. The Pistons, I know they're the 1 seed, but they're not ready for that yet. I think they'll get to the Eastern Conference Finals. They're relevant again. But the Pistons are not ready for the Celtics. Not from what I seen last night. That crowd erupting, it seemed like the Celtics just hit a new curve. That they've almost hit a new covenant. They've moved on. Their season started last night. And that's scary, because they're the 2 seed without Tatum. But I do want to move on to a little bit of NFL football. We got a couple other topics to talk about too, because Kyler Murray was recently released by the Arizona Cardinals, and I have a lot of good info for you on that. Because it's kind of sad, because Murray is a talented player. Here's the reality. He's a YouTube quarterback. And what's a YouTube quarterback? He's going to put up good highlight reels, kind of like Justin Fields. He'll make some really good plays, a couple of good runs a game. He'll throw a beautiful deep ball. He'll have a completion or two and a couple games a year that are beautiful. They're outstanding. But he can't translate. It's all fluff. There's no substance with Murray. He's a YouTube quarterback. He has the fluff. If you're Tom Brady, if you're Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, if you have the substance, the fluff will come from the substance. You can't make substance from fluff. And Murray is all fluff. He's a YouTube quarterback. His record as a starter, 38-48-1, 1 playoff appearance where he did not throw a single touchdown, had 2 interceptions, and was 0-1 in that game. Has never won a playoff game. He's never had 4,000 passing yards. And his best season was 26 touchdown passes. So he's never even hit near 30 touchdowns for a season. Never 4,000 yards, no playoff wins, never even threw a playoff touchdown. Has a losing record as a starter. Only 1 playoff appearance. 1 playoff appearance. So this is sort of the death, I think, really, of the undersized quarterback. Tua recently as well, with him as another example of this. That just, Russell Wilson got people paid. Russell Wilson got people paid off of the idea that a undersized quarterback can win Super Bowls regularly in the NFL. And Wilson was great for multiple years, but who do you have? The Legion of Boom defense, Marshawn Lynch, a great offensive line, awesome run game, Pete Carroll in his prime, great organization, great culture. We just seen that this year with Mike McDonald, won another Super Bowl. They even went to a Super Bowl in 2000, in Super Bowl 40, when they lost to the Steelers and Jerome Bettis' last season with Matt Hasselbeck. So they've been contenders for years. And then won the Super Bowl in 2012 with the Legion of Boom. Should have won it the next year, but they didn't run the ball, as we know. And then they're the defending champions, just won Super Bowl this year. So the Seahawks are an absolute culture builder. So Russell Wilson, with all that talent, Legion of Boom defense, Marshawn Lynch, all these weapons around him that he did have at the time, of course he looked good. He had a great supporting cast. But that's you pay Russell Wilson money, some of these players retire. You can't pay all the players. The Legion of Boom falls apart where they retire, they break up. They're not as good as they used to be. Then your offense has to carry you. And Russell Wilson couldn't do that. And then you see that obviously in Denver. And then Russell Wilson's career derailed after that. Did have that 1 playoff appearance with Pittsburgh, but he's never been the same player. Even that last year in Seattle, he didn't look the same. The Seahawks weren't a very good team that year. And they moved off of him. And now the Seahawks are champions, and Russell Wilson's a backup for the Giants. Kyler Murray is a shorter quarterback. He is 5'10". Make sure I do have that right. Yeah, 5'10" is what they list him as. So he may even be shorter than that because teams get caught all the time lying about height. There's issues with dedication. Is he really dedicated to the game? There's memes about his Xbox career, his work ethic. Is he a leader? He doesn't have the intangibles, the things you can't teach, things of that nature. And you know what? Truly a team that seems perfect for him? It's the Jets. Because the Jets are great at taking derailed projects and just killing their career instantly. Because Sam Darnold, he was with the Jets, and then they derailed his career. He was a backup for a few years, and now he's a top quarterback in the league and a Super Bowl champion. Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold, starting quarterback. More rings than Josh Allen. More rings than Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. He's a winner, but he wasn't with the Jets. So now Kyler Murray has a chance to pick up the Justin Fields legacy and get his career totally killed by the Jets. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to go to the Jets. Kyler Murray will go to the Jets. They'll offer him a lot of money because the Jets do stupid things. And he's a big name. Kyler Murray's a good name, and he'll make headlines in the media. Woody Johnson's known for that. It makes sense. It's a match made in heaven. A talented quarterback with the right coach, like maybe, I hate to say this, the Vikings, might be able to win some games, has an opportunity to go somewhere smart like that. People make stupid decisions all the time. Justin Fields went to the freaking Jets when he could have went to a different team and actually had success under a decent organization. Yeah, who's ever said this? I want to succeed. Let's go play for the Jets. Stupid ass. So I think the Jets will offer him a big contract because they're stupid as well. And then Kyler Murray's stupid ass will take it. Go to New York, enjoy it for a little bit, get a big payday, things of that nature. And then obviously it'll fall apart. And they do have weapons there, Breece Hall, things of that nature. Garrett Allen's still there. Garrett Wilson is still there. I know there's some rumors that he may not be there in the future, but they do have some weapons in New York. Let's not act like they're talentless. So I do think that's where he'll end up, is the Jets, and they'll totally kill his career. But again, I do want to move on. I will be a little more positive on this last topic, I promise. I think it's been a rough day as far as sports news and Purdue's game. It's been ignorant. But some good news did happen today. I did post on our Facebook page. I actually posted it within 20 minutes of it being posted. We broke the news that the Colts have traded for Packers defensive lineman Colby Wooden, and the Packers will receive linebacker Zaire Franklin. Franklin was a captain on the Colts and a Colts favorite because he actually led the NFL in tackles in 2024 with 173. He is definitely going to be replacing Quay Walker because Quay Walker will be a free agent. There's been reports out of Green Bay. Rob Demovsky has reported that the Packers attempted to resign Quay Walker but was unable to do so, and he's going to hit the free agent market and probably make a lot of money, more than we were willing to pay him. So we pretty much get a replacement for Quay Walker in Zaire Franklin, and he's one of the hardest hitting linebackers in football, one of the greatest run tackling linebackers in football, and is definitely pretty much a swap out. Quay Walker is pretty much like a carbon copy of Zaire Franklin, really. And the Packers got better today because Quay Walker wasn't under contract. And Colby Wooden was a decent player as well. But this for the Colts is mainly just a set to get into the salary cap, to get in the green in the salary cap for the Colts. The Packers will need to make some more moves to do that for themselves as well. But they get another linebacker to pair beside not only Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, because Rashawn Gary, we'll get into that in a minute, because he's still going to be on the team, I suppose. But then you also now have Edgerrin Cooper with Zaire Franklin replacing Quay Walker. So you fill that hole before free agency, before the draft, so that's good. Linebacker can be marked off the list. That's outstanding. You mark off the list before the league year starts. The Colts get into salary cap, into the green. So both teams, and they also get a decent run blocker in Colby Wooden, because he had a decent year with the Packers, and he's a cheap option for them as well. But into the Rashawn Gary thing, like I was saying, we'll get into that here in a minute. He did post a goodbye to Green Bay, and it looked legit. It was very well thought out. It didn't look like slop at all. You know what I mean? It didn't look like a scam. And then it was deleted and reported that he was hacked. I'm not buying that. I don't think he wants to necessarily maybe be there, but the Packers aren't going to release him, I don't think, which makes no sense. They could save some salary cap. Packers reported that they're not going to be releasing Rashawn Gary, which is interesting because they could save a lot of salary cap. There's been a lot of reports that they were going to. And then this post just makes it really weird. Something's definitely going on that we don't know about, obviously. But for now, they're saying he's going to be on the team. So we have our linebackers are absolutely set for now. Zaire Franklin, Edgerrin Cooper, Rashawn Gary's situation. And he's underperformed as well. And obviously Micah Parsons when he can get back from injury. So the Packers got better before the league year can even start, getting one of the best linebackers in the NFL, arguably the best linebacker in the NFL. As far as like middle linebackers, tackling linebackers, run-stopping linebackers, arguably the best in the league. But that's all I have for today's and this week's Unbiased Hard Take. Look for a lot of shorts this week. We got March Madness coming up. You have conference tournaments coming up. Hopefully Purdue can rebound in that. I'm not counting on it. Oh, and we're going to drop in the seedings in March Madness and lose March Madness round 1. So, yeah. But again, look for some more content this week. Obviously, daily Facebook content. Check that out if you haven't already done so. Like I said, I appreciate the support from you guys. Let me know what kind of hats you want me to wear, I suppose, or how I'm supposed to wear my hat. I don't know. Hold on. We'll end like this, I guess, because apparently wearing it like this isn't good. But appreciate the support from you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Love you guys. And God bless. Until next time, go Pack, go. Let's go Heat. And boil her up, baby. Boil no matter what. Boil her up all day. We just need to be more serious. That's all I'm saying. See y'all this coming week. Look for a lot of content.